In theory, we're ready to go. Trying to get logged on to the computer here as Sam Levitt's post-game show comes to an end. Those of you watching on YouTube will notice that we're not there yet, but we're on our way. You're there. Gwynn and Chris, Crisello, Matt Skraby, together in our Odyssey Palace studios, and we won again. We won again.
Yay.
Man, what a performance out there. I got two things right off the top of the thing here.
All right.
Skraby was the Padres shut out the Mets 5-0. First of all, which one do you want? Like the upbeat one or the kind of sly, sarcastic comment? Which would you rather first?
Ooh,
I got one of each for you.
Good, sly, sarcastic comment.
Okay, I'll open with the sly, sarcastic comment. Did I really hear a couple of people on Sam Levitt's post-game show suggest that with the trade deadline 24 hours away, that the Padres probably don't really need to do anything at all? Did I really hear that?
It is kind of funny how things
It is
change.
so funny to me that there anybody could think just because we won, 5 in a row, right?
Yeah, 5 in a row.
It followed a miserable 4 in a row losing streak. But yeah, after today, evidently the team is perfect as it's constructed, and there's absolutely no reason to make any moves at all.
I disagree.
Well, of course you disagree because it's not the right thing to agree with.
Yeah, I don't understand where this sentiment came from because it wasn't there.
It was not right. I would love to talk to any of those particular callers who would have felt the same on Saturday morning over the past weekend after they were shut out by the Cardinals. And what'd they go, 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position in that game? And, it was the same old thing. The bottom of the lineup couldn't hit. And, they got shut down. Man, ever since then, what a 5-game stretch the Padres have put together. So that's my sarcastic take on it.
All right.
Here's my good take, Scrabe, on the game today.
Okay.
Where are all the people? Where are all the people who basically, if they had their way, would have just as soon left you, Darvish, in St. Louis after that last performance? Skraby, I don't even need $1 from every fan who I feel had completely already given up on you, Darvish, after that last outing. He's never going to be the same. He's over the hill. He's obviously still hurt.
Is this what was being, because I was out last week, so is this what was being said on Friday after that Thursday game?
Yeah, that was the nice stuff that was being said.
Oh, man.
He gave up, 9 runs or something like that in that Cardinal game? He hung curveball after curveball, and they were hit out of the ballpark endlessly. I think he gave up 2 3-run homers in the same inning. Anyway, I don't want to say I told you so because it's not my style.
But he's going to say it.
I got to say it this time because all of that, the first 3 or 4 games, had to be considered Yu Darvish's spring training. He didn't get any spring training, right? He's been hurt the whole time. And Darvish's game is about perfection and feel for the baseball. And art. Thank you, Skraby. It's an absolute art.
He is a Monet out there.
He was today.
Yeah.
Can you make any, the only thing you could say if you don't want to call him Monet today, you'd have to call him Manet. Any one of those guys. They're all applicable to how he – there is 2 guys. One's Monet and one's Manet.
I was like,
there are 2 guys out there, different artists. But no, look, yes, this was a master at his craft today. I loved it. If you are any even remote fan of the art of pitching, like Greg Maddux type stuff, and I'm not talking again, look, there's something to be said about the guy who stands there and blows the ball in there past everybody and strikes out 17 and stomps off the mound and you can't touch him. There's something to be said for that. But I think there's a whole lot more to be said for somebody that just does what Darvish did today. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
It was.
And this is the exact same thing he did to the Dodgers in the playoff last year. You remember that game?
It
was
do.
One of the best games anyone's ever pitched.
It was.
And he was even better than that today. And to give it an idea, he went, six? I want to get this right. It's in my notes on a scorecard. But I want to get this right. Through 6 innings, he'd only thrown 67 pitches. The last time Darvish did that, 6 innings and under 70 pitches, was 2013 when he was with the Rangers.
Okay.
That's how in control he was today.
I
absolutely loved watching that.
I want to sneak this in because I've met Mikey before. He's a really good artist, and he's loving these artist references. He says most famous Japanese artist, Hokusai. So I
should have gone with Hokusai.
We should have gone with Hokusai.
Probably a better reference. Thank you for that. Hokusai.
Yes.
I loved call him whatever you want to call him today. Darvish was a treat to watch. Padres 5 in a row. Trade deadline is underway. A couple of moves have been made. And for those of you who don't think the Padres should make any moves now, you get your wish. They haven't made one yet. Gwynn and Chris.
Hey, it's Skraby.
Glad you're with us. Good day to be a Padre. Good day to be a Padre fan. And, this is a nod to my partner, Tony Gwynn Jr., who, would tell us, what would he say today? I told you guys, baseball is a long season. You can't get too down, and you shouldn't get too up.
Yeah.
He says it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You and I nod our heads.
Like I'm doing right now.
And then we don't do it. They lose 4 in a row. I'm telling you, on Friday night when they got shut out by Miles Michaelis and went 0 for 9, and it looked like they'd never get another hit with runners in scoring position. I thought this thing might be headed for disaster. The trade deadline couldn't get here soon enough. I'm like, they've got to trade for somebody. They got to do something now. And here we are 5 games later, and they look fantastic. I don't know if anybody's ever going to get Manny Machado out again with a runner, on base.
His 3-run home run last night was a thing of beauty.
Absolute missile
off the scoreboard. It was just like, I was at the game last night. I had an angle.
You had one of those angles on it?
And I was like, thing. Now I know when they say Titanic blast,
and
that's what a Titanic blast is.
And you know why they say chicks dig the long ball?
Because
there's
cool.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, that was
getting
cool.
Every bit of one and sealing the game as he did last night. Look, that was the 6th time in 12 games that this offense, which can't hit, scored 7 or more runs. And then they, had a solid 5 today. So, and they should have had more today, frankly. They left 12 on base today, and they were just 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position today. But Darvish made all of that an absolute moot point by pitching just a sensational game. And the Padres win 5-0, and they sweep the Metropolitans. Padres are currently, all right, as it stands at this moment in time, 3.5 ahead of the Reds for the last wild card spot. And that could go to 4 by the end of the night. Reds are home to the Dodgers right now, and Freddie Freeman just hit a 2-run home run. So the Dodgers lead the Reds 2-1 in the 4th inning of that game. The Cardinals, they keep losing. They lost last night. They haven't played yet tonight. Anyway, they are 5 back now. After they beat the Padres, they were a half back.
Yeah,
so it changes so quick, right? And then the Giants are now 6 back of the Padres. They lost again today. And I don't know. They got 24 hours to figure this out. But the Giants just got swept at home by the Mets, and then worse, the Pirates.
Oh, man.
Okay? They've lost 6 in a row. And, this isn't, who knows? But I never really I thought the Giants were as good as they had been. And, look, they traded for Devers as the big move. Think what you want. But the statistical win-loss numbers say that the Red Sox have been better without Devers, and the Giants have been worse with him. That's just what's happened. Whether it's his fault or not, I don't know if it's anyone's fault, but it's turned out that way. But here's the question. The Giants are now 1 game under 500. They're 6 back, and they have to climb over 3 teams to get a playoff spot. Does Buster Posey still really want to trade for people at the deadline now? I mean, they've talked big all the last 2 weeks. Are the Giants really going to jump in? We'll see. They got 24 hours to decide.
Buster Posey is facing a pretty tough first year as full-time GM.
Right. This is a difficult decision for him.
Because if you don't go for it, are you going to lose your fans? Are you going to lose some of the players? Players are like, maybe we still have a shot. Why aren't you trading for anyone?
Well, he brought them Devers. He brought them probably one of the best bats that's going to be traded by anybody. In this,
it might be the biggest trade of the season.
He gave them Devers. He has not. He's delivered to a point, but as I mentioned, the team has not won with him in there. All right, but I'm not going to worry about the Giants.
Can I bring up one thing real quick? You were talking about the Padres getting back on track with their hitting. So yesterday, Kevin Acee put this in his newsletter, and this was before last night's game and today.
Okay,
but May 11th through July 2nd, the Padres were hitting 226, which is 29th in baseball
for that stretch of time.
For that stretch, their OPS during that stretch 642, same. So their average OBP, slug, and OPS, they're 29th, 27th, 30th, and 29th. Now, July 4th through July 28th, they're hitting 270, which is second best. Their on-base percentage is fourth best, and their OPS went from 29th to 15th. So whatever they figured out this month, they figured it out. And it doesn't even seem like it's been a full month.
Well, here's what's happened. I'm not going to break down all of the analytics of this, but there's clearly three things in my mind that have happened that have changed everything. One is anybody can notice. Manny Machado is carrying the team.
Yes.
He is on fire, maybe like he's never been before.
I agree.
He's got 2 or more hits in 7 of his last 8 games. And in the other game, he hit the 3-run homer last night. So Manny Machado is absolutely on a tear. It is so fun to watch, and he's carrying the team. So that stands out. Secondly, to a lesser extent, Fernando has turned it around a good enough amount. That was not great grammar.
No, I get what you're saying. He's doing enough now.
He has not, started destroying the baseball the way I think he's still capable of. But during the time you're talking about, he was hitting 208.
Yeah.
Since then, he's hitting 304. His on-base percentage is way up. His OPS is way up. His extra base hits are way up. He's your leadoff hitter. So he starts it. That gets everything going.
And when he hits, his defense is great.
He does seem to even do a little better on defense, doesn't he? And then the third thing that has happened, and we can thank our lucky stars for this, but the bottom of the lineup has finally contributed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Elias Diaz, you can almost say he was offensively responsible for 2 straight wins.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the win on the walk-off, but last night, that 2-run double with 2 outs, that changes a 2-1 game to 4-1. Then Manny makes it 7-1. Well, that's because Diaz came through.
Yes.
So you're not getting that the first 4 months of the season. You've gotten it a little bit lately. Cronenworth in the 7 is doing some nice things. Bryce Johnson.
I like that guy.
Well, you mentioned it yesterday, Skraby. He's not
a game changer.
A game changer. That's what you used. It's pretty solid. He's not a game changer, but man, he's hitting 350. I mean, he's getting hits. He's knocking, moving guys along, bunting the ball, whatever he needs to do. So all of a sudden, the bottom of the line. So those 3 things have happened. Now, hopefully, those 3 things will all continue to happen. We're paused there because Skraby pointed up. I think are they talking to Otani?
No, the trainer came out.
Okay, that's the key thing here. Otani.
Oh, and they're doing something. They're taking him out.
I hope.
Bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, this could be a huge moment in the baseball season right now. Shohei Otani pitching for the Dodgers in Cincinnati. Dodgers lead 2-1, bottom of the 4th. Otani, after a 2-0 pitch, calls for the trainer. And they
didn't
out,
even look at his arm or anything. I don't know what's going on.
I hope it's not. You just hope it's being really precautionary. I know we want to root against the Dodgers, but I don't want to root against Otani hurting his arm again. That's not.
I don't want.
We don't want to see that happen.
But that's
again.
A big development.
It's a huge development. We'll keep an eye on it. I don't think the Dodgers will know anything here in the next hour.
Let me go to the reporters on Twitter.
Yeah, hurry up and find out what they're saying. But Otani was taken out of this game after talking to Dave Roberts and the trainer. He walked off, and that happened just a moment ago. So, yeah, that kind of interrupts anything we're talking about because that's big.
It says from the Athletics Dodger reporter Fabian Ardaya, Shohei Otani threw 6 straight balls, missing badly on most of them, is now leaving with the trainer.
6 straight balls before they came out with the trainer. Yeah. Okay, first you can throw 6 straight balls, but a guy of the likes of Otani doesn't do that very often.
No, he's been really good.
And you wonder if, his arm was feeling something. And man.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen.
No,
but
I don't want good things for the Dodgers, but I'm not going to sit here and root for Shohei Otani, who is, this guy is a revelation to sports, right? What he can do. And he's, missed, a year and a half with the arm and not being able to pitch. I'd love to see him pitch again. but this could be a major development.
See, I just typed in his name. Now I'm seeing all these highlights. He was really good. He even threw 101.
Yeah.
So
I hate to tell you, and you know this, Skrabe, that arm can feel a twinge any moment.
yes, I
And especially
definitely know that.
when you're the likes of Shohei Otani, who's had these kinds of problems before. All right, that kind of changes the direction of things. We'll keep an eye. I don't think we're going to get to know anything more. Like I said, I mean, this just happened a couple of moments ago. So we'll try to find out if there's anything. I'm sure the Dodgers will say, well, he felt a little something and we're taking a look and there's nothing to report.
Oh, well, Dave Roberts is going to say that
you don't think Dave Roberts will just tell us the truth?
He's out for the year. No one plan on him pitching anymore. And then he's going to pitch next start.
Right. You don't think Dave Roberts will tell us the truth right off the bat? So, but that's a breaking news story. That is a breaking story.
Back to Bryce Johnson. Love the guy.
Oh, yes. Speaking of game changers, Bryce Johnson.
Yes.
He's been getting it done at the bottom of the order. All right, that threw me off for a second.
We'll get back off too.
Yes, but we'll get back on track here. We got to take a break. I'll give you the rundown if you haven't heard the trades that have been made today. There are, I would say, 2 trades that move the needle so far.
Yes,
and
definitely.
then 3 or 4 other ones that have happened. So stick around. I'll fill you in on all the trades that have happened. Padres shut out the Mets 5-0. And if you're just tuning in, this is big. Otani leaves the game. That's a live shot there?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to hit still, though. He just got his batting gloves and put them in his pocket.
Okay, so that's interesting.
We'll have to keep an eye on this.
We will keep an eye on this, but he did leave the game pitching. So,
but the Otani rule keeps him in there, so he's good.
He can still hit, which means maybe he's not hurt at all. Driving me crazy.
Dave Roberts and he's not even a part of this, but Dave Roberts and his
machinations.
Yes.
There's that word again.
Yes.
More Gwynn and Chris after we checking some traffic. Okay, let's do that.
0-2 in the air to very deep right center field. McNeil is going back. He's looking up. This one gonna go! Oh, Gavin Sheets. 15th of the year to tie a career high. His first home run as a dad, and a 2-run shot with 2 outs in the third doubles the Padre lead. It's 4-0.
You heard that call by our guy, right? Jesse Agler. What did he start with, Skrabe? The 0-2 pitch.
0-2 in the air to
You can't make an 0-2 pitch like that one. I give Gavin Sheets credit, man. He waited back on it.
I was like, what do you mean? Oh,
it was a breaking ball, but it was right in the middle of the plate. Can't make a mistake like that. Gavin Sheets made him pay big time, and the Padres were on their way to a 5-0 win over the Mets. Welcome back, Gwynn and Chris Crisello and Skraby today. We're here till 7, so a little extra time for you following the Padres' victory and a sweep of the Mets out there today. Just to finish up here with the Dodgers, Otani left the game after 51 pitches and in the middle of an at-bat, a 2-0 count. And he didn't walk off the mound, but he made a gesture. Out came Roberts, out came the trainer. And, it makes you think, at least, as he walked off. But then again, after he walked off, he went and got his hitting stuff, and he looks like he's going to stay in the game and bat at least. So
maybe this is all just a smoke screen for getting him out of the game.
Maybe it's like reacting to a tsunami that happens thousands of miles away.
Okay, do you understand how waves work? Chris,
do I understand how waves work? Wait, excuse me. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Geologist?
Yes, I do.
You do, huh?
Why am I always like that?
Please Chris, tell us then how they work.
Let me tell everybody first that Chris has a huge issue with big weather events that
emergencies that don't happen. Absolutely.
So he comes in and he's like, I was hearing all about the tsunami from everyone last night. I'm like, it's so far away.
I offered Sam Levitt to stay at my house last night because he lives by the beach, and I thought he was going to get evacuated. I mean, that's what people were saying. I'm like, really?
I followed this tsunami, not like the actual wave, but I did. I was like, this is crazy.
Nothing happened as a result of this.
I think it was either 8.7 or 8.8. Yeah. That's a massive earthquake.
Not going to argue that. Not going to argue that.
And you know what happens when massive earthquakes happen? Tsunamis happen.
Not this time.
Waves can travel far and
Not
wide.
this time.
Why?
It was the funniest
Woods
thing.
had to evacuate.
I know he did because they were, but
He's in Hawaii.
He's
He
in
had to
Hawaii.
evacuate.
He evacuated, but they had this camera on the beach there in Kauai, and it was like looking at a lake. The water wasn't even rippling, and my wife made me watch it maybe for 2 hours straight last night, waiting for something, I guess, tragic to happen. Thankfully, nothing tragic happened.
She put on her galoshes.
Here's the problem with all of this,
Sorry,
Skraby.
Lori.
Yeah, I know. Here's the problem with all of this is it's the cry wolf thing. One day I'm not going to do anything, and I'm going to get caught in a storm. You know what I mean?
That to me is survival of the fittest.
Yeah,
Cole says something on the chat. Probably a distraction for something deeper happening. I think it might be like Stranger Things or like there's
the earthquake.
It may have been maybe like a nuclear weapon testing or something.
Okay,
this is
so
all
we have
conspiracy
Skraby
theory.
in the studio, and we now have
conspiracy.
Skraby on the chat.
And McKee would also like to say seismologist, not geologist. Chris Ello.
Yeah, well, I don't know my stuff on that particular subject, and I appreciate the update.
Last one. Padres diehard says, remember a couple years ago they said it was going to be a tornado or hurricane, and it was nothing? That is what angered Chris more than anything.
That did, yeah. We battened down the hatches. I remember Lori sent me out in the backyard. I had to bring all the patio furniture in the house, right? I mean, board up the windows, and it's like sprinkling on the roof. I'm like, come on.
My friends were in town. They got a flight out because they were so afraid they were going to get stuck here.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, Otani did come out of the game. I want to finish this up.
Yes,
he ended up going 3 innings, 51 pitches. There's no word whether or not he might be or not be injured, but we can tell you that it does look like he's going to stay in the game and hit. So hopefully just in the middle of an at bat, he got tired and decided to come out of the game.
Very strange.
It was a little strange. It was at the 51 pitch mark, Skraby. So maybe that was, Dave Roberts said, hey, 50 pitches, you're out. So maybe that's what it was. Reds did tie the game. It's 2-2 there in the top of the 5th. Okay. On the trades so far today, here are the 2 trades that I think move the needle. Number 1, the Mets, who leave town with their tails between their legs, will get themselves another back-end reliever. And Ryan Helsley goes from the Cardinals to the Mets. This is, I think it's a good trade for the Mets. Their bullpen has been really bad statistically since the first month of the season, but they do already have Edwin Diaz for the 9th inning. So what does this do? It does a little bit what the Padres did last year. It gives them a closer on top of a closer.
Yeah, it does.
So they have Diaz, they have Helsley for the 8th inning, or they could swap it. The Mets also today acquired, I got to get the right one. Taylor Rogers.
Wait, yes. No.
Are you sure? No, they got Tyler Rogers.
Taylor's the guy who was the Padre. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just looking at Taylor was the Padre.
They got Tyler
Rogers,
Rogers, the side-arming guy from the Giants.
Yes.
The right-hander.
The guy who drags his hand
on the ground. He goes to the Mets in exchange for the guy the Padres pounded last night, Jose Butto. They got him for 5 in the loss last night. Butto goes to San Francisco with a couple of prospects. So the Mets now have a new 7th inning guy, Rogers, and a new 8th inning guy, Helsley. So this should help the Mets.
Yes.
The other trade that definitely moves the needle is Duran, the closer from Minnesota, going to probably the team that needs him more than anyone, I think, and that's the Phillies. The Phillies have had the world's worst closing bullpen for a team that is as good as the Phillies. They started with Jordan Romano. He was a flat-out disaster. I'm surprised he's even still on the roster. He was so bad. They've tried Matt Strahm there. They've tried Orion Kerkering there. They've tried I think they're going to bring Tug McGraw out of retirement. The Phillies were really desperate. They now have a legit 9th inning guy. Duran, ERA 2.01 for the Twins. Closer, throws 120 miles an hour, and he's not allowed a single home run this year. So those two move the needle. By the way, the Phillies part with a pretty good young pitcher in that trade, Abel, right-hander. Mick Abel, who pitched some pretty good games for them this year. So they did lose something. The other trades that I don't, they don't do a lot for me. The other Rogers, the lefty.
Taylor
went to the Mets. Taylor went to the Pirates.
This is going to make everyone really happy. I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah, stop talking about it because it's confusing everybody.
I know.
To me, they're not Taylor and Tyler. To me, they're the lefty and the righty. That's the only way I can do it. The lefty, who was with the Reds, goes to the Pirates in exchange for Ke'Bryan Hayes, former Gold Glove winner, goes from the Pirates to the Reds. Evidently, the Reds want a third baseman that can't hit the ball out of the infield because that's what Ke'Bryan Hayes has been this year. He doesn't even have an OPS over 600 for a regular, everyday Major League ball player. Ke'Bryan Hayes has done nothing on offense, but he is a really good fielder, and maybe that's what the Reds think they need. Otherwise, I didn't really get that trade, to be totally honest with you. Austin,
yeah, that is weird.
So is weird. The Yankees, I love the way the headline on this one cracked me up. Yankees, with Judge on the injured list, acquire Austin Slater. Oh, there's the replacement you were looking for.
Yes, he's going to produce like Aaron Judge.
I mean, why you're comparing these two? You're saying Austin Slater is going to pick up the slack for Aaron Judge?
No, the answer is no. He's not going to pick up the slack.
Darn right, he's not going to pick up the slack. He is a right-handed hitter. Used to play with the Giants. This year, the White Sox. Goes to the Yankees. Something to put way in the back of your mind. Bob Nightingale tweeted this out. Austin Slater in his career has destroyed the pitching of Clayton Kershaw. 4 home runs and 30 at-bats if the Yankees play the Dodgers.
I was going to say, I mean.
It's a long shot, but Nightingale wanted to get that out there, so I'm passing it along to all of you.
Nightingale, come on, man.
Hey, I'm helping him out. It was a good
little man. Note. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. He's not in the National League anymore.
Well, like I said, World Series, look for Slater to be in the lineup.
I don't want that World Series to happen.
No, God save us.
Hey,
God save us from another Yankee-Dodger World Series this year.
When we get back, there is a popular name that I have been asked about many times in the last 24 hours, and I want to ask you for your thoughts.
Trade deadline rumors?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll get into some of that because there are still plenty of those floating around. Padres have not made any moves officially as of this moment. Trade deadline is tomorrow. Don't forget our coverage, right? All day long, Ben and Woods in the morning. As long as Woods made it to safety yesterday.
I think he did.
In Kauai, was escaping the ravaging tsunami. They'll be on in the morning.
I hate how much you downplay nature.
I can't stand. I told you I'm going to get caught in it because I don't pay attention to it.
I can't wait for the news coverage. There's a man on his roof with a help.
Right. He's the only one still in the area. Everyone else smartly evacuated. This idiot stayed home. And that'll be me waving at everybody. We got a roundtable tomorrow from 10 to 11. Braden. Then you and I and Tony will be in studio, so we'll have everything covered throughout the trade deadline all day tomorrow. Skraby will even finish it up with a Chronicles tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Padres are idle tomorrow.
Yes, they are.
So we can focus on trade deadline tomorrow. More discussion about it when Gwynn and Chris resumes here.
Ben and Woods.
It has to do with average temperatures in the year 2024, and this is the average temperature, hot maximum per day, minimum per day. It is going to be your job today to find the 25 states whose average temperature is under 55 degrees. California's at 60. You're looking for anything under 55. I'm not going to let you go first. I'm going to give Tony first.
Let's start with Montana.
That is correct. Montana is the 4th coldest state in the U.S., 44.5 degrees average temperature. All right, Skraby, that leaves a really obvious one for you. I gave Tony first, but he didn't take it. So you can.
I don't know that these are that obvious to any of us.
All right,
Chris.
Well, I think one is obvious.
Alaska,
I think. I thought Alaska was pretty obvious. 27.8 degrees average temperature in Alaska. 16 degrees colder than any other state. Tony's up.
Washington, the state.
State of Washington is on the list at 48.4. So Tony takes a 2-1 lead. Skraby, give me a cold state.
Maine.
Tony, you're up 2-2.
How about Idaho?
Idaho's pretty cold. Cold enough at 45.5, seventh coldest in the U.S.
Well, it's my favorite state to say. Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, that was kind of obvious. Same as Idaho. Minnesota, 45.5, Tony.
How about North Dakota?
North Dakota, there
North
you
Dakota.
go. You found it, number 2, 43.7 there.
I'll take the lesser known Dakota. The
South Dakota.
I think it's the more known Dakota.
Yeah, I would think it's more. Tony, you are up in a 4-4 tie with no strikes yet.
How about Oregon?
Oregon, believe it or not, Oregon's cold enough to make the list. Tony's 5, Skraby's 4.
Never been here, but I knew someone from here and said it's very cold. New Hampshire.
New Hampshire's cold. Tony,
How about Vermont?
Vermont's cold and it's right next to New Hampshire, so that was good. 46.3. Tony goes up 6-5.
How about Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in there. Just below. Tony, you're up.
We're going to move to Wisconsin's neighbor. How about little Illinois?
Oh.
How about a little Illinois? Little Illinois didn't make it. You can get your first lead of the day here.
A state that I've been to, a state that has beautiful scenery, Wyoming.
That's number 3. Wyoming, 44.3. I can definitely second that.
Laramie is like the
notion, having been there every year to Laramie. It's cold.
Now,
Tony.
Iowa.
That's a
Iowa.
great one.
Is it?
Has to be on there.
51.5. Iowa just snuck in there.
I'm going to bank on the part of the state that's not attached to the paw is cold. Michigan.
Michigan is a winner. Very good. The Upper Peninsula you're referring to.
The paw.
How about Utah?
Utah, Salt Lake City and company. Yep,
Park
it's
City.
cold there.
Yeah.
51.2. That is correct. Tony hits it. 8-8. The only difference is Tony's got a strike.
Nueva York.
Nueva York.
New York for Chris.
It does get cold there in New York. 49 degrees average temperature in New York is Tony.
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
What about Ohio?
You ready to come up with an answer, Skraby?
Ohio.
Too hot.
I
Too
know.
hot.
I was thinking that because it's next to Illinois, but I live
Too
there
hot.
and it snowed.
Is that what you want, Ohio?
Yeah.
54.9.
Oh,
It's the last one on there. Skraby goes up 10-9.
how about a little Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
frigid old Pennsylvania.
Frigid old Pennsylvania.
Home of Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg. And cold enough at 52.1 to make the list.
Pennsylvania, baby.
10-10.
Massachusetts.
It has not been said. Doesn't mean it's correct, but it is. 51.2. Skraby hits a bell.
Massachusetts.
11-10. Tony, you're up.
Oh, man, this is hard.
There are 4 left.
Cold. How about Indiana?
Oh.
Indiana. No, Tony. That's a strike. 55.2. Indiana just over by 0.2.
Some of the coldest spots in the country are in the plains. Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah. Lincoln. That's all I got on Nebraska.
Skraby's doing okay. That's correct.
Wow!
52 degrees.
Colorado.
Colorado. Skraby for the win
One of the most forgotten places in the United States.
is
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. And it is correct.
Yes! Sorry, that was a lot. Does that mean I win?
Game is over. Yes,
Game
you've
is
won.
over!
That was a stupid game.
I didn't think you'd like it since it didn't win it.
Those are my shoes on the glass.
Sound like you're playing basketball over there. Sounds like shoes squeaking on the floor.
Lack of rhythm is what that's called.
I'm not going to disagree with you there. I've told you many times before, I am not made for dancing.
It has to do with average temperatures in the year 2024. And this is the average temperature, hot, maximum per day, minimum per day.
Huh.
It is going to be your job today to find the 25 states whose average temperature is Segment, one of everybody's favorites. It's kind of becoming one of the favorites, Skrabe, as the season's gone along. It's called Notes on a Scorecard. If you haven't heard it, I watched the game today. I write notes down on my wife's shopping list, and they're random thoughts that I have while watching a baseball game. I will share them with you from today's game in just a couple of minutes. All right, before we went to break, because this is trade deadline season, we're on the eve of the trade deadline. We told you the big two trades today, if you just happen to be driving home. The closer, Duran, goes from Minnesota to the Phillies. The closer, Helsley, goes from the Cardinals to the Mets. Everything else is pretty minor in nature. Padres have made no trades of any kind. And some fans seem to think they shouldn't make any trades after the way they look today in finishing off a 3-game sweep of the Mets. But most of us feel a trade is in order somewhere, Skrabe.
Yeah,
and one of the names that's come up a lot is
Steven Kwan.
Somebody's asking. Okay, a lot of people
left
asking.
Fielder for the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, Steven Kwan, 2-time All-Star. Each of the last 2 years, he's an All-Star. He made a little run at the batting title, if I'm not mistaken, last year when he was
he hit 292.
Right, but for the longest time, he was way up there. And, he caught my attention. I'm like, wow, this guy might be the next big thing. Kwan is in his 4th season. He's got a couple of years of control, which is very enticing.
Yes.
He went to Oregon State. He's from Northern California.
Yeah, he was hitting 332 at the end of July last year.
That's what it was, right. He was way up there, and he tailed off. But Kwan's a good hitter. He doesn't strike out. But here's my thing on Kwan. I don't dislike I love him. He's a good ball player, right? He's going to upgrade the team. But to me, he's most beneficial as a leadoff hitter. So are you going to change your lineup around, put Fernando out of there, and put Kwan leading off?
No.
Secondly, you already have Luis Arraez. And if you look at these two guys, Kwan is almost a poor man's Luis Arraez. Arraez, 319 career average. Kwan, 30 points lower. Luis Arraez even has a better on-base percentage, which includes walks. We know Arraez never walks, but Kwan isn't the all-time leader either in that category. And OPS, Arraez is better by 26 points. Kwan has 9 home runs this year. Arraez has 6. I would say Kwan is a better stolen base threat. 11. Arraez has 5? He's not a great stolen base guy.
No.
So Kwan gives you an edge there. Kwan also has 3 Gold Gloves. This is the first year he didn't. Well, we don't know if he's going to win it this year. They haven't had it yet, so he could win it again, right?
What happens when you go from American League to National League?
In this day and age, you just keep. Where would he win the Gold Glove? Right?
He wouldn't be able to win one, right? Because he wouldn't have enough time in the American League, and he wouldn't have enough time in the National League.
Fair question, actually. I thought I knew the answer, but I'm assuming in this day and age where guys are going back and forth, you could probably still win the Gold Glove and you just represent the team you're currently on. But that's a fair question. But I'm going to say this about Arraez, and this was actually part of my notes on a scorecard today. It's funny to me that it comes up. Arraez is supposed to be a hack on defense. That's what everybody says. That's what the analytics say. That's what I think we were sold.
Mm-hmm.
This guy isn't going to play. He started as a third baseman, for the Twins. So we know he wasn't going to play there.
No, he said his favorite position to play is second base.
Right, but he started as a third baseman. All right, he's no good there. He'd rather play second base, but they say he's not very good there. So we'll hide him over on first base, but he's not very good there. Guess what? I think he's really good at first base. I don't know how many throws I've seen him dig out, including a big one last night.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him make plays on hot shot ground balls all year long. He made a couple of really nice plays. He made a diving catch on a looping line drive by Alonso today. I don't want to judge it on one day. I'm judging it on more than that. To me, Arraez has been more than serviceable at first base. So that might just be me, maybe the analytics and the managers, and they see other things. But I think Arraez is okay.
He's not the prototypical first baseman, but it works. And
Who would you rather have him at first base, him or Alonso, defensively? I go with a rise.
Yeah, I would have to too. I mean, I like guys that are willing to take on a challenge, like play a new position and get better at it.
I think he's gotten a lot better at it than he was when he first started. But to answer the question on Kwon, I think he's an upgrade, but I don't think he's the right upgrade.
All right, let me do a name game, and then we'll get into notes on a scorecard.
Yeah.
Would you want Stephen Kwon over Luis Robert Jr.?
Not if I can get the Luis Robert Jr., who's been playing the last month.
Okay, well, that's not an option. You could get the
I could.
Luis.
I know, maybe I can. I mean, he's been Luis Robert the last month has been closer to the one that was an all-star 2 years ago.
That's true.
But the last season and a half, he's been terrible. Like under 200, doesn't hit for power. He hasn't done anything, but he is showing signs of breaking out of it. My reminder to Luis Robert and the fans of Luis Robert, I don't mean to pour water on something.
No, I'm not a fan of.
I'm just going to say
him.
Okay, you're not. Robert has 11 home runs this year. Most of them have been in the last month. He hit 38 2 years ago when he was a slugger, right?
Yeah.
Petco Park is not the place to come to get out of a power slump.
That's a good point.
It just doesn't work. Petco Park, nobody comes to Petco Park and starts hitting more homers.
And there's also like a position he's never played center, or he's never played left field in his life, I believe.
Never. He's played only center field. Never stepped foot in left field. He was a Gold Glove winner his rookie season 5 years ago. He's not the perfect fit.
You're not gonna just throw him in left field at Petco Park.
Well,
I don't think so.
Maybe
he's
trade
a DH.
for him, they are.
I know. I think Gavin Sheets, well, he's been struggling at the plate lately, but he's done a pretty good job at left field.
Not that bad.
All right. More names. Stephen Kwon or Jarren Duran?
Yeah, I think Duran's way too expensive. I don't even think we need to talk about him, because if that report's true that they wouldn't take Cease and Ethan Salas, then we don't have enough to offer the Red Sox.
Do you actually believe that? I don't know that I believe that.
I didn't think I did, but until I talked to a couple of the reporters that we've had on this week.
Yeah. All right.
Who broke it down in a little different angle.
Two more names.
Okay.
Stephen Kwon or Marcell Ozuna?
Flat out don't want Ozuna. I don't want to be put in a position by the Padres or any other team to decide whether or not I should root for a guy, and whether or not, I should just clear the slate of his past transgressions and, just unabashedly cheer for him. That's not my favorite thing to have to decide.
I agree. I mean, there's so many of I guess the reporters have to do this because he's moved on from it, so they have to move on from it. But
no, you do.
That's part of the story to me.
It is. I'm a fan of second chances, and I'm willing to give, Marcell Ozuna second chance, but is he already past his second chance? I mean, he's had a couple of things.
He's 35 years old too.
He's had a couple of things. But I'd rather not have him.
Okay.
I'll just leave it there.
Last name, Taylor Ward or Stephen Kwon? Actually, I have one more name, but I don't think that guy's
So you're giving me pretty much all left field options.
Yeah.
Of everybody you've named, I'll take Taylor Ward.
Me too.
Okay.
The last one is the Miami Marlins. Why am I forgetting his name right now?
Which guy?
The local guy, blonde.
Oh, Stowers?
Stowers. He's way too expensive.
That's a dream.
Yeah, that's a dream. He's hitting over 300 now. They should have traded for him like a month and a half ago.
If the Marlins trade Stowers, they ought to close the door of the organization. He is the one player they have to build around right now. I think that's a dream.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, that's the name that has been out there, but it's definitely died off in the last couple weeks for sure.
Yeah. I know Sandy Alcantara's name is getting louder and louder because he pitched another 5 innings of shutout ball last night. And so I'm just going to sit back and see what happens. And I'm going to look forward to it. And whatever I just said about Kwon and Robert and Ozuna, if they come, I'm going to root for them. That's just what I'm going to do. But those are my thoughts on those guys ahead of time.
All right. Go to traffic and then notes on scorecard?
Yep.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Couple of problems here, guys. One of them is a collision on southbound 15. It's Claremont Mesa Boulevard. It's mostly over to the right shoulder. Could be partially in that right lane. Northbound 5 at the North 163 connector. 5 or 6 vehicles involved in the crash. They're over to the right shoulder. We also have reports of a stalled vehicle on the G Street on-ramp to eastbound King Freeway. In the North County, Mattress taking up that right lane, West 78, right before the 5. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Forgot that.
What did Chris
My favorite
like?
part.
What does Chris want to clean up? Observations written on a grocery list. Notes on a scorecard starts now.
All right, here we go for today's game. Before I get too far into it, I want to thank you, Darvish, basically for taking all the drama and strategy out of the game today.
Mhm.
There just wasn't a whole lot to talk about other than how great he was. So my notes on the scorecard is actually a little light because it really not a lot
Really?
happened.
Really?
Well, he dominated. That's
He
the
did.
story. There wasn't a whole lot more to say.
Remember, he was Hokusai.
Hokusai, the
great Japanese artist.
Japanese artist. Thank you for, I think it was Mike. Mikey gave us that one. All right, but here's one thing I wrote. It's pretty funny. On the first pitch of the game, Darvish threw a strike on the outside corner, Skraby, and the little dot lit up, and it was right on the line, the white line of the box.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing I wrote down was, I hope that's a sign of things to come. Because to me, the thing that killed Darvish in St. Louis was his location. Wasn't his selection of pitches. He was putting the ball in the middle of the plate, and they were crushing it. And I said, where's he going to be today? I tell you what, it was prophetic, right? He was on that white line all day long. And if he wasn't, he threw a pitch that started on the white line, so they swung at it and then veered out of the strike zone. It was a work of art in every way today. That's all I can say about how great and much fun I had watching Darvish pitch. I almost have as much fun right now watching Manny hit. First inning, first pitch, just creams a single to left field. My first thought there, and I wrote down, that's a victory for Clay Holmes because he kept the ball in the ballpark.
That is true.
That's how good Manny has been hitting right now.
Yeah.
Keep him to a single. Like, that was good. Gavin Sheets came up in the second inning, and I wrote this down. How bad has he been struggling? He was batting 8th today.
Mm-hmm.
You know the last time he batted 8th?
Never.
Opening day.
Oh, he hit a home run that day.
Well, maybe they should bat him there more often.
I guess you're right.
Because it turned out later in the game. But, yeah, Gavin Sheets, I thought it was interesting because opening day, this is about what we thought of Gavin Sheets. He's a number 8 hitter. Well, he hasn't been a number 8 hitter all year. And I'm glad Jesse brought that up on the broadcast today, that it's his first home run as a new dad. And we don't talk about this kind of stuff because it's not on our radar. But everyone out there who's been a new father, tell me, how much sleep you get in those first couple of weeks?
Oh, not much, Chris. Not much.
You don't know.
I
You're
have
not
a dog.
father.
I am a father.
All right. But I'm just saying, these guys aren't allowed to have anything going on off the field.
Yeah.
But you have your first child, you're a brand new, proud papa, and you're going to be up all night for about a month at least. And, who knows if that hasn't contributed a little to him slumping.
I asked
of
Manny
late.
Machado last year about
Manny went through this.
about having his child and everything, and he said, and I was like, do you get to go home after a game and like kick your feet up and rest?
Right.
And he was like, no, I have to take care of my
Sure,
kid.
Sure.
So dad duty doesn't just stop because you're a professional baseball player.
Could be a factor, but Sheets did break out of it later in the game. Fernando Tatis gets hit by a pitch in the second inning.
In his pinky.
And it's the same thing every time, right? It's an up and in pitch.
So annoying.
And teams keep throwing there. And I don't know what we can do about it unless you just want to go eye for an eye every time. Here's the thing that surprised me. It was actually only the 5th time he's been hit this year. Seems like he's been hit 50 times because he reacts with a dive every time the ball is in there. but it's a dangerous way to play the game. And
Yeah.
I wish if teams are going to pitch him tight, they'd keep it away from above the shoulders. That's just not legit stuff. I don't like it. And Fernando put his hand up this time, and it hit the hand, and he's lucky, man. You can break your finger right there.
Yeah.
So,
Every time that happens,
know.
I am holding my breath.
Yeah, I don't like those. By the way, I did have a laugh on that. Padre trainer came out, grabbed his hand, looked at it for about 2 minutes, flipped it over, flipped it the other way, and then left, and Fernando ran to first. I'm like, I could have done that.
Yeah. You can pay me the trainer money. At least the Padres.
I'm poking fun at
I
the
know.
trainer. These guys do a great job.
At least
but on
the
this case,
sorry.
it was just kind of funny to me.
I was very excited
No,
for this
yeah.
joke that I'm about to
Oh,
make.
good.
At least the Padres have a better trainer than the Mets do, because
No kidding.
last night Juan Soto fouls a ball off of his shin, and I was sitting close enough to hear it hit the shin.
You had a good seat. You were by the Mets dugout.
Hit
And
the shin, and then I'm watching the dugout like, are you guys going to go help him?
Yeah.
And no one helped him.
I said the same thing. He's standing out there by first base. He can't move.
He's on a knee.
He's on a knee.
No one's running to his aid.
I mean, there's basically, I didn't get that at all. And Frank, I was sitting with Frank upstairs, and I said the same thing. I'm like, are they going to go out and help the guy? What's going on here? Yeah, that was
I'm not
great.
laughing at the situation,
Yeah,
but
it
it
was-
was like kind of comical how long they took.
It was bad. It was absolutely bad. Agreed with you. Continuing, a couple of more notes on a scorecard. I wrote down the nice defense of Arise. We already talked about that. But before that, Manny came up, bases loaded, 2 outs. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is what he's doing right now. And again, the only thing that was surprising is that he didn't hit a grand slam. Instead, a 2-run single. And I give him a lot of credit for it, because when he came up, what you were thinking and I was thinking and everyone in the ballpark was thinking, oh, give me that grand slam, Manny. You know what? Didn't get the pitch to hit a home run. So he got a pitch that he, just cut down the swing a little bit, took his 2-run single, gave the Padres the lead. Love it. All right, I don't have enough time for this harangue, but I'm tired.
Harangue.
I'm tired of reading the metrics that say Jake Cronenworth doesn't cover any ground at second base. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
You probably see it.
Uh-huh.
He's not good defensively. What are you people looking at? Because the Jake Cronenworth I see dove last night to grab a ground ball off Soto's bat.
Yeah, and it was a hard hit ball.
What a play that was.
Yep.
And then the one he made today was better.
Yep.
Diving out in short right field. I'll tell you what, all you analytics people, you tell me that Jake Cronenworth can't play second base, I'll take him. I'll take him on
I'll
the
take
club.
him too.
I don't get that one. It really bothers me.
If he could just have a few more timely hits throughout like a week, he would be he
Do you
is
know
a
that
valuable
his,
piece.
Do you know that his career average with the bases loaded is 400? That sounds
Well, then
like
why
a
aren't
few.
they loading the bases more for him?
They did today, struck out.
That is baseball.
It is baseball.
Do we need to continue on the other side?
Nah, like I said, the rest of the game really was just dominant by Darvish. I did enjoy seeing a TV shot of Steve Kerr sitting in the stands
I
today.
did see that too.
9-time NBA champion. 9-time champion. Wow.
Does he lives here, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
He's smart. You can live wherever you want.
Well, yeah.
Steve Kerr's never played in San Diego, but he's smart. He's living here.
I have an update on Shohei Otani on the other side.
We'll get to that final hour. Skraby will have his take on things, and we'll keep rolling here. And if there's any trades, we'll let you know. Gwynn and Chris. Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number 1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero, never met a pitch he couldn't swing at, and powerhouse hitter for the Expos, and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, oh yeah, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there. Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember Skraby today, and we're actually stealing some of his show. It's really the Skraby Chronicles.
It's the Skrello show on Wednesday.
We've been calling it the Skrello, which is not my favorite, really. I know it's a combination of our names, but I don't think it
So what should we call it?
Just Just call it the Skraby Chronicles with me
with Chris L.
dominating the
Chris
show.
L.
Featuring Chris Ello. Tony will be with us all day tomorrow in studio. We look forward to that show, which will be from 2 to 6. And we'll be, what's the deadline actually at? 3 o'clock?
p.m. 3 p.m.
Right, so you don't want to miss
and
anything there tomorrow.
AJ Preller seems to always make his trades about 15 minutes
2:59.
before.
Yeah. And the other thing that'll happen tomorrow, I'm giving you a little advance notice. We'll hear about trades after 3 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
The deadline for them to make the trade is 3 o'clock.
Yes,
that
correct.
doesn't mean we hear about it.
No, they have to process
at
the
3
trade
o'clock.
and all that other stuff.
And if you remember a few years ago, after 3 o'clock, according to Ken Rosenthal, Max Scherzer was a Padre.
I don't think I'll ever forget that day.
I just going to always dislike Ken Rosenthal for a variety of reasons, but that was the beginning of it.
We were celebrating for a good 30 minutes
At
about
least.
Max Scherzer being a Padre,
And
and then
we
it
were like-
came out, nope, he's a Dodger.
Right. It was double
Like,
jeopardy.
I couldn't even believe.
It was double jeopardy. Not only did we lose Max Scherzer, but the Padres got him. I mean, the Dodgers got him. Yeah. No, that was bad. And we kept saying too, man, that Ken Rosenthal, he's so good. He's on top of everything. He breaks all this stuff. Yeah, well, we've changed our tune, Ken.
Ken.
Anyway, if you're just tuned in, Padres with another shutout victory. This bears mentioning, Skrabe. We're up to 15 shutouts now this season. That's the most the Padres have ever had before August in any season. I don't know, the all-time record, I think, in the, quote, modern era, pretty sure it was 27. I don't think the Padres are going to quite get there.
No.
But 15 is a lot of shutouts.
That is.
And they did it again today thanks to Darvish. I mean, he was just you can honestly describe the result of today's game in that word. Darvish. 7 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 7 Ks, 76 pitches, and 54 strikes. Complete, control of things. And it comes on the heel of one of his worst starts when a lot of Padre fans were about ready to sell him down the river. So
I was, and we're going to update you on Otani in a second. I also have a Stephen Kwan update.
Okay.
But I've learned this over time, Chris, because when I first started this show, I was a completely reactive person who wanted to DFA everyone and wanted to do all this. But over time, I've learned I have to give some time in the season before I start coming to my conclusions.
Yeah.
And Darvish basically just started his season.
Yeah.
So we had to give him time.
Especially veterans that
Like
deserve he deserves a little leeway. He's Darvish. He's not just some rookie trying to make the club.
No.
This guy has proven what he can do.
In fact, he is now the let me get the actual because he passed he set a record today.
All right.
And I just want to make sure I have it right. He has the most combined wins for a Japanese-born pitcher in history. He has 204. Hiroki Kuroda had 203. Hideo Nomo had 201. So he's now the
passed
number
both
one.
of those guys.
Yeah.
How many wins? Okay, so how many wins does he have in the U.S. or in the MLB? I should say.
Let's look it up. Because
this guy, he's an artist when he's doing what he did today. I'll be honest with you, Skrabe. I'll put up with a couple of bad outings just so I can see one like I saw today.
Yeah, his ERA before today was 9.18.
It went down. Yeah, he was.
He has 110 wins in baseball, and today will be 111.
All right, so 111 and about almost 100 in the Japanese league.
204, minus 111,
93.
Okay, thank you.
Darvish, man, it was fantastic to watch today. And I'm going to agree with some people. Look, there's going to come a day when Darvish doesn't have it anymore. I agree with, people say, well, he doesn't have it anymore. He's 38 years old. How long is he going to do this? He's not going to pitch through his contract. I don't know where that's all going to go. But I will tell you this. The day that Darvish loses it has not yet arrived. And I believe he proved that beyond a shadow of a doubt today.
He just knows how to prepare. He knows what he needs to do to take care of his body. He's not a guy who's going to go quietly. He's going to give it everything.
How about that slow curve that he kept
71 miles an hour? Francisco Lindor got a pretty good swing on that. But
got one, but he didn't get enough of it.
No,
you know, that's still an F8. So, yeah, Darvish was the guy. All right, update us on Otani. This was a really... If you were with us when this happened about an hour ago, Skraby and I were ready to end his career. Yep. And you can't blame us because of what it looked like, the optics. So tell everybody what happened with Otani. Apparently he's going to be okay, but
this is what my Yahoo notification was.
Okay, tell us.
Update.
Right?
Otani has cramps.
Cramps?
That's what it says.
What's he having a baby? What do you mean he had cramps?
Alan Gonzalez later tweeted, looks like Shohei Otani left his start after a bout of cramping tightness in his lower half, nothing arm related.
All right. Well, that's great.
That was very dramatic for some cramps.
That is very dramatic for some cramps. If you saw what happened like we did, he threw 6 straight balls. He fell behind.
Wild pitches.
Right. Didn't even come close. He fell behind 2-0 in the count. And then all of a sudden, Dave Roberts and the trainer come running out there, and they talk for like, and then he leaves the game. And you're like, wow, that could be it.
Man, this is it for them.
Yeah, but apparently he's okay. He has stayed in the game as a hitter, but he did end up pitching just 3 innings, 51 pitches tonight. But apparently, by all reports, he's okay. Keep it in the back of your mind, though, because, you know, these kinds of things can be a little weird. I hope it's cramps.
Update.
No way.
Otani has cramps is one of my favorite headlines of the season so far. The Stephen Kwan news is that
the only thing better is if he had cramps and he was on his way to Toronto in a jet plane.
Oh, poor John Morosi.
Yeah.
The update on Kwan is that he said goodbye or waved to all the fans.
Stephen Kwan.
But he's in the game.
He played tonight.
He's giving the waves to everyone. Like maybe
he knows
game.
something.
Yeah, maybe.
Guardians just finished a 5-0 win over the Rockies, and here's what makes you think that he knows something. Skrabe, they're playing at home Friday night, so like if he was going on the road, then I could understand you're waving just in case you get traded.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's just why he's doing it. Maybe in case he gets traded tomorrow and he won't be playing Friday, he's waving, but he doesn't know. They have an off day tomorrow.
So the latest from our guy that we just trashed, Ken Rosenthal.
Oh, yeah. What misinformation does he have?
In The Athletic, he said that the Padres and AJ Preller are still pursuing Jarren Durant and Stephen Kwan. They're also pushing for A's closer Mason Miller. And the reason I made the sound is because Chris said it earlier. He's going to be too expensive.
Who, Durant?
Durant.
Well, if that other report was right, maybe the Red Sox will take just Dylan Cease. But if you're going to, and don't need Ethan Salas thrown in. But again, if you're going to trade Dylan Cease, to me, you better find a pitcher somewhere in return.
I mean, Mason Miller, and there was talk about him stretching out to being a starter in the future because he has full contract control. Mason Miller was a big story last year. He hasn't been as good this year, but I would still take him in the bullpen for sure.
Well, I would take him depending on what I have to get rid of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to trade Dylan Cease. I don't want it to happen. I feel like Dylan Cease is a guy, even though he didn't have great playoff games, like I feel like his strikeout stuff is what you want in the playoffs because he could go ahead and strike out 12 guys in the playoffs. And it's not easy to come by someone who could do that.
And it's not easy to come by pitchers who throw over 100 miles an hour like Mason Miller does and has a whip of 1.0.
Okay, that's
last
good.
2 years. He was under 1 last year. He was I had it here now, I'm getting older, Skrabe. He was 0.87 last year on the whip. This year he's 1.01. So he's quite good. 59 strikeouts in just 38 innings. He blows everyone away. But like, this year's ERA is a run higher, so he's given up some more runs this year.
If I'm the Padres, why do I want to break up the 4 horsemen? Why do I want to get rid of a pitcher who's an established big league pitcher, maybe a little bit inconsistent? Why would you want to get rid of that?
Look, to me, if you trade Cease, there has to be another trade.
It has to be.
Okay, so that's the one thing I'm going to be keeping an eye on. And let me just ask you this: in a vacuum, if you traded Cease and got Mason Miller somehow,
Yeah.
what if you traded Suarez and got a starter, and now Mason Miller becomes one of the 4 horsemen?
Okay.
And he's under control,
Yeah.
whereas Suarez is not. Maybe that would make sense.
That would be rough. Going from the Padres to the A's.
Oh, for Suarez? No, I'm saying Suarez goes somewhere else. There's 2 trades.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Cease has to go to the A's.
I was going to say, why would they want Suarez? They're losing teams, so they don't need a closer.
No, but they could take Cease, and I don't know what they're going to do with him either, honestly.
Yeah, what do they need with
Cease?
Cease?
They're not going to keep him. He's going to leave after the season.
So we've just struck that deal down.
Yeah, we just came up with an idea and then blew up our own idea just in a matter of moments.
Yeah, I really think that they should, for the most part, keep what they have together, but they have to add some bench spots. Have to.
The bench has been awful all year.
They can't add any more spots.
And that hasn't changed, actually, even during the 5-game win streak. The bench is still pretty much
except for our guy, Bryce
nothing.
Johnson.
Well, he's starting now.
That's true. You know what's going to happen, Chris? We're going to sign off at 7:00
tonight.
And
7:01.
No, it's going to be like 7:22, and I'm going to be driving home, and there's no one here to like just jump on the air to talk about. I remember that happened. Franmil Reyes got traded to the Guardians years ago, and our show literally just ended, and we are already in satellite. And Adam was like, "You guys want to go back on?" I would have done it. I would have.
All right, I'm going to say this right now. If there's a trade at 7:02 tonight, I want you to get me back in the studio and I'll do it.
What's the magnitude of the trade?
I think, honestly, for the Padre fans, any trade.
Okay.
If they trade anybody, we'll come back in and we'll talk about it for a little bit because I got nowhere to go anyway.
Yeah, I don't either.
And
we're going to be on all day tomorrow.
Yeah, all day tomorrow. All right, we got the Skrabinator or the Skraby Chronicle kind of segment of our show. We're going to let you kind of steer things in your direction, and we'll do that when we come back here on 97.3 The Fan.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system. And
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days later.
What did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my!
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names. No. But I walked in. I got called into the office, and I sat down. And all my boss. I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew.
Said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my God! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
This was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, there was like,
yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down.
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America getting in trouble? Or was that it was one of those banks got in trouble?
All of them get in trouble.
Yeah.
for selling information, but
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under
I
these
don't think we can
circumstances?
anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it? Well, I mean,
No, Skraby, we didn't. We didn't do it.
Really?
okay.
Like you work at a bank, you're looking at people's account information? That's unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got in
Only
trouble.
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Skraby.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
how long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in hundreds.
In hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it out.
He's trying to
and then
what did I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro.
Yeah.
I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that. And then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And then at the end of the day, $3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got $3,000.
See, the thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really easy.
I'm not a mark.
You are 1,000%.
I was actually the bank's
dog. They got you for 3 extra.
And that's the only time in my 8 years that I ever had anything.
With the Skraby Chronicles till 7 o'clock. Appreciate you guys all being out there and watching on the chat. And 5-0 Padres with the Darvish performance today. Finishing off a sweep of the Metropolitans, send them packing. And the Redbirds will be in next. Cardinals are losing again tonight, 2-0 to the Marlins in the 6th inning. The Cardinals they haven't won since the Padres left town. The Giants lost again. And so the Padres keep, picking up some nice ground in this wild card race. They're right now 3.5 ahead of the Reds. Reds and Dodgers are still tied 2-2. They're in the 8th inning. Shohei Otani left the game after 51 pitches with cramps. And Skraby and I thought he was out for this season.
You know what I
more.
hate is that it looked bad.
It did. No, we're not wrong on this one, Skrabe, because we're watching with no sound.
No
right?
sound,
We just
but
got
it
the
looked
TV
very
on.
concerning.
Yes. You had the trainer. You had Dave Roberts. You have the umpire going, "Oh, God, he's waving to the bullpen."
Yeah.
Shohei puts his head down. He walks off. You're like, "Oh, no." And then they tell us he had cramps. And as I said, at least, next time, at least hold your side just to give me an indication.
Oh, my side hurts.
Right, that there might be something.
I mean, come on, Shohei.
Help us out a little
Drink some
bit.
pickle juice or something.
Yeah. We're going to give you Manny Machado.
I got Skraby stats.
You got some Skraby stats. He had the 2-run single today, had the 3-run homer last night. He's had 7 of his last 8 games with multiple hits, sitting over 300. Depending on what day of the week it is, he's been leading the league in hitting. When Will Smith doesn't have enough at-bats to qualify. Right now, I think Will Smith does have enough at-bats. But that's those. I'm going to give it to Skraby for the stats, but I don't think you're going to be able to top this one. This one's been driving me crazy all week. Randy Vasquez for the Padres has gone 11 consecutive starts without either a win or a loss. I don't know that that's ever happened. And we're talking about, I know this day and age, things are a little different, et cetera, but 11 consecutive games, he hasn't been the winner or the loser in any of those games.
So does that tell me that he's pitching
crazy?
He's pitching good enough not to lose, but he's not pitching good enough to win?
I'll tell you, here's the number. Here's the amount of runs he's given up in those 11 games. 3, 4, 0, 1, 3, 2, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1. So only 3 of those 11 games, he's given up more than 2 runs. But he can't get a win, but he's not getting a loss. 11 consecutive. That's got to be, somebody somewhere got that record, They have every record nowadays.
They do.
But I've never heard of something like that. Here's something that I know is a record, by the way. The Royals beat the Braves today 1-0 in 10 innings. The Royals set an all-time Major League record by using 9 pitchers in a shutout. That is
one per inning?
I guess.
That's crazy.
Let's see. Somebody must have gone more than 1 inning.
There has to be. Their
second guy, somebody Bolin, pitched the second and third innings. Otherwise, everybody went 1 inning.
That is crazy.
First time that's ever happened in baseball history.
Wow.
For those keeping track of such
That
things.
is insane, I have to say.
It is. All right, Skraby, give me some stuff.
All right, first, we're doing the post game show. The happy hour is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season is in full swing, and so is swim season. Call GL Pools and mention radio for a free month of pool service. You know what? Let me get some music for this real quick.
You take care of yourself when you have a nice segment.
I actually don't know how this segment's going to go, so maybe the music will help it. But I was thinking today, because Manny Machado came in to the game today hitting over 300, and I was like, is this the best start that Manny has ever had through 109 games in his career? And I looked into it. Now, let me tell you what he's been doing recently, because he is on fire.
Cooking. Last
7 games, Chris, he's 16 for 30, 533 batting average. His slugging percentage is 833. He's got a 1.3 something OPS over the last 7 games, 10 RBIs, 2 homers, 2 stolen bases.
I would have thought that he actually has 3 stolen bases
in the last 7.
Yeah, he stole 1 today. You got to give him today's stolen base.
Oh no, dude! Yeah, updates.
He's up to 3.
Oh no!
Look, I thought when you said he has a 1,300 over the last 7 games OPS, I thought his OPS was like 3,000. Like that's how hot it seems like he's been.
He has been. Oh yeah, you're right. He did get a stolen base today.
So and he's got 10 RBIs in the last week.
Yeah,
3 last night, 2 tonight. Now he's been great.
Last 15 games hitting 367. Last 30 games hitting 303.
Wow. I mean, this has got to be one of the hottest stretches he's ever had. Now, I'm sure he's had others, right? They put it up there on the screen today, Skraby. He's now had 10 20 home run seasons.
Yeah.
There are very few guys who can say that. You may have 9, but to stay around that long and be that consistent, 10 seasons, that's really one of the most impressive stats, I think, for Manny, along with all the other stuff. But
for me, at least, he is the definition of check the baseball card, because he is the same every single.
And I have to admit it, like you, all of the years before this one, and me this year.
Oh, yeah, he starts slow.
When he had 3 home runs in May, I was like, come on. He's got to get going.
Yes,
well,
he does.
I don't know what I was worried about.
Trent Grisham just hit a home run in the bottom of the 8th to tie up the game 1-1 in New York.
For the Yankees.
All right, here we go with Manny Machado stats. Through 109 games in his career.
Okay.
Manny's current 302 average would be the 4th best in his career.
Really? He's been ahead of this pace before, huh?
Not by much, though.
Okay.
309 is the leader the year he was traded to the Dodgers.
Okay.
305 in 2022. So he had the 302 average is the 4th best now of his starts through 109 games. His 20 homers this year He's way behind the pace, Chris. It would be the 9th most in his career through 109 games.
Well, you read the bubblegum card stat. Let's just take out the COVID season. Okay. And here's his numbers: 35, 37, 33, 37, 32.
Just book it.
28. That's a bad year.
Yeah, that is a bad year.
32, 30, 29 last year. And on his way to 30, I would say again this year.
That's a model of consistency.
How many years in a row is that? 2015 to 20. That's 11 straight years of really good. And the only reason he doesn't have 11 straight years of 20 home runs is because of the COVID thing.
I think we can always throw that one out there.
Man.
His 71 RBIs through 109 games would be the 4th most in his career. However, the first 3 spots are all in a Padres uniform. So top 4 spots of RBIs in his career, he's done as a Padre. His 10 stolen bases this year are 2nd most in his career through 109 games. His rookie season in 2015, he stole 15. And
at this point, he finished with 20.
Yeah,
that wasn't his rookie season, though.
2015?
No, his rookie season was 2012 with the Orioles. 2013, he was an all-star.
What?
2014, he hit 12 homers.
I shouldn't have said his rookie season.
Right. Yeah, 2015 was his 4th season. That was his first 30 home run season.
How did I miss it that bad?
That's okay. You only missed it by 4 years.
I know. How did I miss it?
You know, this isn't that important.
No, I shouldn't have said that part. Through 109 games, Manny Machado's 127 hits so far would tie for 5th most in his career. So my conclusion of this, is this the best Manny Machado we've ever seen through 109 games? Can't say it is, but the impact that he is having is weighted because he's carrying the team this year.
And when I say this next thing, is somebody who's not a Padre fan out there going to totally roll their eyes and say, oh, you're totally being a homer. But is he working his way at all into the MVP discussion right now?
Oh, he's already there.
I mean, with his streak right now, and look, I think the Padres would have to overtake the Dodgers and win the division for him to be
Shohei can't win it at a 270 batting average.
Yeah, he can. I mean, I hate to say it. Shohei wins it, going in every time.
I hate that the MVP isn't the actual MVP. It's not the most valuable player. Like Manny Machado, you can make an argument is the most valuable player for his team because if they don't have Manny Machado, they are not this good.
I will say one thing. If Pete Crow Armstrong keeps dropping fly balls like he did last night and leading to the Brewers beating the Cubs last night, that might also help open things up. I think he's another one that you're going to have to finish ahead of.
Yes.
Because he's had a really good year. And the WAR people love
PCA.
He's a 6.3. He's 1.0 ahead of every player in baseball except Aaron Judge.
Really?
So you're going to have trouble beating out PCA, but I'm not enamored 100% with PCA. He's made a lot of rookie mistakes out there. Manny's
got a lot of errors this season, though.
Yeah, it's errors, and it's remember the one he forgot how many outs there were. These are rookie things. I'm going to give him a pass to a certain point, but he's your other big competition. Those two, I think, Shohei and PCA for Manny.
I think he's right
there.
But
so you don't think I'm being then it's too much of a homer to say it?
No.
I think some people probably would say, oh, you're just being a homer.
No, when you're hitting 300 consistently over 30 game stretches, you're in the MVP
He's been quite valuable
conversation.
lately, that's for sure.
Yeah, he has been. Real quick, I just wanted to shout out someone because they are watching me right now. My little niece Adeline is watching me right now. Yes, Adeline.
How do we spell Adeline? I need to get this in my
Adelynn. Adeline. She's part Irish, so they wanted to do a different name. They wanted to do something that was a little bit Irish. So Adeline is watching right now.
Adeline sounds a little Irish. I will agree there.
She's 10 now. She went to Universal Studios for the first time yesterday, and she had a great time. And so happy birthday, Adeline. Appreciate it. Love you.
Hey, Adeline, thanks for being part of the show. And
she's a Skrabinator. She sent me a picture.
Did you get her a shirt?
Yeah, a picture of her in the shirt. My brother-in-law, when my nephew was born, was wearing a Skrabinator sweatshirt in the hospital photos. I was like, you could have You could have put on a better sweatshirt.
You still haven't beat out the morning show. I'm sorry.
Why?
I think got you Darvish on a baseball card with the Ben and Woods logo on it. Come on.
Yeah.
That almost seems like they paid the Topps company to do that.
I mean, Darvish came out with the Ben and Woods shirt
did like a huge press conference with the Ben and Woods shirt. Then Topps, is it Topps? I think it is, used that photo for their baseball card.
Yeah. And that is pretty cool. I gotta say, like when he looked at his,
it's incredibly cool.
When he looked at his locker, he goes, "That one." I think this was the press conference when he was kind of talking about what happened. Last year. And
I'm only talking about this because I'm totally jealous of it. But then again, what am I jealous of? We don't have a T-shirt. So there's no way Manny or anybody else could wear one.
You remember when we used to do Chris vs. the Fans and we were trying to get trinkets and they told us no?
Pretty much they shot us right down.
That was when I gave up on the Gwynn and Chris shirt idea. Because they're like, no. Oh, Yankees took the lead.
Yankees are up 2-1. They need a win tonight as they look to hang on to the wild card. By the way, Tampa Bay losing that game now, and they are falling completely out of sight in the race for the wild card. You know who's jumped into the race in the American League quietly while we're not looking? Bruce Bochy and company.
Really?
Just a game out of the wild card.
I was not looking
today. Yeah. Coming into today, Texas only a game back. All right, we'll take a break. We got a bit of a potpourri / Big Five. Tell you what's going on. Update you on any trades. I can tell you in advance there haven't been any since we last talked. But stick around. More to discuss as we roll towards 7 o'clock.
Gwynn and Chris.
The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
Really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola.
Okay.
Going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell.
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, "Hey, there's a commotion."
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that, but we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavy set?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola. Of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Which means everybody on the mountain and 4 miles away has to stop. Everybody has to stop while we try to extricate the lady from the gondola.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Underneath the gondola. She's got one leg on the gondola. The rest of her body is underneath the gondola. And when I arrive to see what's going on, I'm kind of the first or second person there.
You're a first responder?
Pretty much. The guy running the gondola place is busy stopping
traffic.
The ride.
Yeah.
No, he's stopping the ride.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we're kind of first there. Lori's behind me. The lady's on her back. She's looking straight up in the air. And the only description I have is one of utter panic and utter terror combined with total helplessness.
Oh, I thought you were going to say embarrassment.
No, total helplessness. She's not only trapped, but she's not even remotely doing anything to help herself. She's kind of in a panic, and you think something terrible is going to happen, or she does.
Okay.
I go over there. First thing, breathe.
That's what you said?
I told the lady to breathe.
That's good.
I said, you're going to be okay.
That's good.
Just breathe.
That's good.
Try to relax.
That was the perfect thing you could have said.
As I'm stupidly pulling this 250-pound gondola, trying to pull it off of her. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're
The
getting an
gondola
idea.
is way heavier than 250
Yeah, right.
pounds.
1,000-pound gondola.
So you're trying to like
I'm
move the
trying
gondola.
to
Is
just
she,
move it a little to.
is her leg like, how is she attached to this gondola?
Well, I told you, her one leg's actually on the gondola in the doorway.
Okay.
Then the rest of her body's underneath. What is stuck with her in the gondola is her belly, not her leg.
Oh, no.
That's right.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So I'm pulling. By the time finally a couple more people pull and we are able to get enough airway to get her to scramble out of there. And then she immediately stepped on the gondola to go take her ride up the mountain. And
What?
off she went.
This is.
I felt like I saved her life. I really do. I honestly feel like I almost saved her life.
I kind of will credit you with this.
You know, she was. I think if I didn't tell her to breathe, I think she would have gone into some sort of shock or whatever you do.
No,
she was
you're
going
right.
into a
You're right.
panic, Skraby.
You're
She was going
absolutely
into
right.
an absolute panic, and you know, I had to calming her down. I think was the number one thing. She wasn't in any real danger, but she wasn't feeling great because she was trapped under the gondola.
But
The
the
look
fact
on-
that you said her belly was.
Yes, her belly. Yeah. I'm telling you, Scrabe, it was a factor. And there was, there's a couple of people pulling on an arm trying to drag her out.
I'm crying.
I know. There's people on the other side with her arm. They're trying to drag her. I'm like lifting the gondola so she can get a little room to get out of there.
You're like, hey, I'm going to take the gondola. It's lighter.
All right. I didn't say that. You did. But it was quite the scene.
I am happy that she's okay, obviously.
She's fine.
If
she
this
got
was
right on the gondola.
If this was a worse story, I would not be laughing. But she's fine. You did probably help her a lot more than you think you did.
I think so. Because she was able to calm down just a tad. The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola,
Okay.
going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell?
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, hey, there's a commotion.
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that, but we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no.
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavy set?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola.
I'm sorry.
And of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to
Which means everybody on the final half hour here with Gwynn and Chris and Skrello. Skraby alongside here in the Odyssey Palace Studios. Trade deadline, if you're just tuned in, maybe you're, working late today. Good for you out there. But you didn't get the trades. There were 2 impact trades today in baseball. Yohan Duran, the Twins closer, goes to the Phillies, and that's a big deal for the Phillies because they really don't have a closer at all. And they're already a pretty good team. So that's a big deal for them. The Mets get another back-end reliever in Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals. Everything else I would say is more of the minor variety. And if you're wondering if the Padres have made a trade, they have not as of now. If you're wondering whether the Padres won again today, they have. How about 5-0 behind a brilliant performance by Darvish this afternoon? 7 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Home run, Gavin Sheets, his 15th of the year, a 2-run shot. Manny singled in 2 more. He continues his torrid hitting. Padres have the day off tomorrow. Everybody will sit back, enjoy the trade deadline, I guess. And then the Cardinals come calling on Friday. The rumor about Stephen Kwan, gaining a little steam tonight because after their game in Cleveland tonight, he went around and pretty much waved at everyone in the stands. Maybe he knows something. Maybe he's just being really pleasant and polite. But like, I didn't see any Padre guys doing that today after the game. And they have the day off as well tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which tells me no Padre knows anything. But, maybe I'm reading too much into whether or not Quan knows anything. One more thing, Shohei Otani, scary moment, at least if you were listening to this show. He left the game in the middle of an at-bat, 4th inning tonight. Dave Roberts, the trainer, came out. Shohei walked off the mound by himself.
Oh, that was the wrong.
That was wrong. I don't know what that was.
Dude, that was a raptor.
Yes, that was a Velociraptor.
A velociraptor.
Velociraptor.
They're reptilians, Chris.
Okay.
Get it right.
All right.
That's what I meant.
All right. Yeah, but we thought Otani was hurt. I think everyone did for a minute at least. Turned out he had cramps. You talk about a false alarm.
Yeah, seriously.
Otani's apparently okay. The Dodgers, though, not okay. They're trailing the Reds here 4-2, bottom of the 8th. If that score holds up, the Padres could pull within 3 little games of first place in the NL West.
That's why
they
should be going for the division. They have 7 games. What is it? How many more games do they have left against the Dodgers? 6 games.
Pretty sure, or 7. Now that I said it, I'm double checking myself.
They have 3. They have 6.
3 and 3.
Yeah, they have 6. They have 6 games head-to-head with the Dodgers. Now, the last time they faced off, it did not go well. But
doesn't mean it won't go well this time.
Exactly.
Padres' schedule is tough coming up. Cardinals at Arizona, and then right back home for Boston, and then right back on the road. San Francisco, L.A., then home, San Francisco, L.A.
I will say this a million times. I hate how
hate the schedule.
That.
We all hate
how
the schedule.
They've done that part of
we
it.
do. The schedule's terrible, not just for the Padres. I mean, everyone in baseball is doing this now with the quote balanced schedule.
It's not balanced though.
Well, we're missing out on so many great rivalry games because of it.
I agree.
All right, Reds just added to their lead 5-2 over the Dodgers. All right, now deadline tonight, but guess what else tonight is, Skraby? Only you and I know this. No one else is thinking about this.
Is it a full moon?
But you and I, no, we don't. I would. You might know that. I don't know that.
I don't know.
Here's something that you and I do know. You don't know that you know it, but you do.
Okay. Tonight
is the eve of the first preseason game in the National Football League. Hey, there it is. Oh, Skrabe. I know we're baseball crazy around here, but we got to be honest with ourselves, man. The NFL is king right now. Tomorrow night, it's the Hall of Fame game. And you and I will tune in just to see a little football.
That's why I'm thinking, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not, because no one cares about the game, but I'd like to watch it and know that football is back. It's time to start getting my fantasy prospects together,
But the Chargers are playing.
Yeah, I know. I'll watch the Lions.
Okay.
Just look on the other side. You got the kneecap cannibal will be out there
just
for you.
Whenever, just put a piece of paper over the screen. Wherever the Chargers are.
They're never going to be likable here, and I don't blame anybody who finds them to be distasteful. But Jim Harbaugh has brought a little spark to the thing, I think. A lot of people seem to like Harbaugh.
Of course.
So
he's an interesting guy.
Right.
He's kind of crazy.
He has brought a little spark, but you're right. I mean, I'm never going to like the Chargers again, and don't expect many people around here to like them. But anyway, we do have a couple of football notes, is why I brought this up. Okay. Pass them along. Go. You got some stuff. Trey Hendrickson.
Yes. Trey Hendrickson in first. The trade deadline, 97.3, the fans coverage of the MLB trade deadline is brought to you by Palomar Health, champions of healthcare, champions for you. Now.
Wait, sorry. You can interrupt me so I can interrupt you when something cool happens.
Sure.
Some guy for Tampa Bay just hit a 2-run homer off Devin Williams.
Yeah.
In the 9th, the Rays go back ahead of the Yankees 3-2.
Yep. my fantasy season is about.
Oh,
to
is
be
that
over.
your guy, Devin Williams?
Yeah, he's
sorry
been
about
struggling.
that.
And I lost Clase. I had a cheater on my team. See, I shouldn't say that because
And
it hasn't
Ronald
been proven.
Acuna went on the injured
Oh
list.
man, and I've had Jackson Merrill this year.
It's all falling apart on
Gunnar
your spread.
Henderson has done nothing for me this year.
All right.
Anyway.
I'm sorry I brought this up.
Yeah.
now. I didn't realize that Williams was your guy.
I'm feeling the mortality of my back-to-back reign as
That's
league
true.
champion.
You have one back-to-back, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I'm feeling it's over, so it's hard to handle.
Hang in there. You never know. There's still 6 weeks or so
That's
left.
true. That's true. So Bengals star defensive lineman Trey Hendrickson has ended his holdout. Now, he was very serious about this holdout. He did not want to come back this year without a new deal. But you know what? He said something that I actually really, really respect. And he said, quote, what I'm not going to do is, as best I can, I'm going to avoid being a distraction. I want to help the guys that have helped me along the way. DeMario Davis, Cam Jordan, Sam Hubbard helped me a lot when I was here. So to be that right now, I think that's what's most important. And he's talking about being a productive helper to the team.
Is he not still a distraction, though, in the sense that he's not willing to practice? He's at practice, but he won't practice until he gets a contract. So you're saying, and he's saying he's ended his holdout, but the only way he's really ended the holdout is by walking onto the premises and standing there in sweats. So is he still a distraction is what I'm asking you. Because he kind of is, I think.
Yeah.
Even though he's saying he doesn't want to be.
That does change it. I mean, at least he's there and he's participating in meetings.
I agree.
And he's helping.
There's
He's coaching
something.
up guys. You know?
It's something. But you know what? Here's the problem Trey Hendrickson has. It's the same one that Jamar Chase had, and it's the same one that Burrow and the rest of those guys.
Exactly where you go.
They got the worst ownership, the second worst ownership in the league after our guys
Dino?
after Dino. I mean, Mike Brown, his dad was one of the gurus of the history of football, Paul Brown, right? Paul Brown, you know who coached under Paul Brown and learned under Paul Brown? Among others, Bill Walsh and Don Shula.
Oh.
That's how smart Paul Brown was.
Okay.
But his son's an idiot. And that just, the apple fell far from the tree. Hey, I shouldn't say he's an idiot, but he's not a great business guy. He does not run that team in a way that is beneficial to that team.
No, my friends in Cincinnati are saying that they've always said this, that he just does not want to spend money whatsoever. It's just not something he's interested in doing.
Yeah.
And so for him to sign Jamar Chase to that deal was pretty crazy, but he knew they needed him because Joe Burrow would have been very upset if Jamar Chase
he
left.
tried everything he could not to sign him to the deal.
Of course.
And only the good graces of Jamar Chase did he go out last year and ball like he did with no contract, basically.
Yeah.
That's all good on Jamar Chase.
It is. And he had a great year, so good for him. But, yeah. The other news story that I saw, which I always find this really interesting because coaches that are coaches that are new, number one. We're talking about Brian Schottenheimer, the head coach of the Cowboys. In his first year, they try to, lead with an iron fist to try to get the respect of the locker room.
Okay.
Well, today there was a fight there's a bunch of fights that have been happening in practice, and the head coach attempted to take control by making the team run. Even some of the members of the coaching staff were told to join the players. He said, "You want to fight? Let's bleep and fight. Get your patootie on the sideline." And so they did sprints during practice.
Does any of this still work? I know
That's
it worked
the
in
thing.
the 80s, 90s. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what you did.
That's why I'm bringing this up,
Right.
because I do not feel like in this day and age, running sprints is the way to go for an
First
NFL
of all,
head coach.
it's easy for pretty much most of these guys to run sprints. They're all in unbelievable shape.
Exactly.
Whereas in the day, that was kind of a punishment. Now, they can handle it. Yeah, we'll have to see, right? Only time will tell. But I'm agreeing with you here. I'm not thinking that is necessarily the way
That is
work.
a guy who has, to me, without knowing him at all, that is a guy who doesn't know how to command his team. And so he wants to be that type of leader where, hey, you mess up, I'm going to make you run.
Yeah,
I don't think
it works.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I got one football story that I think is fun for me. Tua Tagovailoa says if he has a say, he'll be on the field this preseason, said Tua. He would love to see some run, and he even said an extended run during the preseason. Said, quote, "I'm not too cool to play in the preseason." Guess what, Tua? You are too soft. So don't get the hell out there. Stay on the sideline. Soft is a bad word. You're too brittle. How's that? I mean, he's one hit away. You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it. And you don't want the hit to be in the preseason game.
Definitely not.
Some kid trying to make the team, you know.
He needs to put together a good 12, 13 game season this year.
It's going to be hard to do, but you know, because it's just, you know, it's too hard to avoid getting hurt in the NFL. I mean, I talk about he and Herbert. They came in together. The Dolphins had their choice of who to pick. Most people think Herbert is miles ahead of Tua. I don't. Maybe I'm a little bit more, you know, Tua friendly. And, you know, the thing with Herbert to me is he still hasn't won anything. But in the category of durability, it's not even a contest. Herbert is one of the toughest guys in the league. Didn't he play last year with like a broken head or something? Remember that?
Yeah,
something happened to him, and he's out there. And poor Tua, man. Everything he turns around, you know, he's out of the lineup for 6 weeks. So we'll see. Bad news again for the Dolphins. Freddie Cater Kohu, sorry. A really up-and-coming good young cornerback. Torn ACL today.
Ooh.
He's the third Dolphin cornerback already out for the season. And remember, they traded Jalen Ramsey.
I thought, Jalen Ramsey could step. Oh.
No, they have no cornerbacks to begin with, and now 3 of them are out for the year.
I have a trade, Chris.
For the baseball?
Yeah, but not a Padres related trade.
Okay, not Padres. Is it move the needle?
I think this is a guy that could have possibly become a Padre.
All right, let's stop the NFL music then.
Okay.
Let's give it its proper due.
Also, this game is crazy. Anthony Volpe just hit a home run to tie it up in the bottom of the ninth. 3-3 now.
Yankees and Rays having some fun out there in the Bronx. Okay.
Our guy, Ken Rosenthal.
Ken Rosenthal's reporting this trade is done.
Yeah, but Jesse Rogers is also reporting it. Cubs acquiring Michael Soroka from the Nationals.
Man, that doesn't move the needle.
That doesn't? I thought that was a guy that the Padres were kind of sort of looking at.
Michael Soroka had look at his numbers this year.
I'm looking at his numbers. He's got a 4.87 ERA.
4.87.
He's got a 1.13 whip. He's 3-8.
His whip is okay. The Padres saw him a couple of weeks ago, and he pitched okay. This is a guy who had a great rookie season, 13-4 for the Braves. That was 6 years ago. Since then, he is 7-22. Missed 2 complete years due to injury. He went 0-10 last year for the White Sox. Could the Cubs catch lightning in a bottle? Yes, of course they could. Soroka's a big league pitcher, but this does not move the needle.
Here's a tweet from...
If the Cubs are looking for starting pitching help, that to me is not the answer they're looking for.
Here's a tweet from a Nationals fan base.
Oh.
If last night was Michael Soroka's last net start, the final results were poor. He went 3-13 in his starts. He was a questionable acquisition when signed, given how poorly he pitched. So I
just said it. Skraby, he was 13-4. Since then, he's 7-22.
That does tell me a lot. It does tell me a lot.
He's a Hab, though. Did you know that?
A Canadian?
He's from Calgary, Canada.
I feel like is that offensive?
A Hab? No, Les Habitants. That's what they call the Montreal Canadiens, the Habs.
That's right.
That's nothing offensive about that. I believe the word, and I've heard this before, maybe a real good Canadian listening can tell me, but the Vancouver Canucks, I've heard the Canuck can sometimes be taken the wrong way.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
I will never say that word in Canada.
Don't call anybody a Canuck just in case.
Spring Valley Sean has something funny to end the show on. My 4-year-old son chants holy sheeps instead when Gavin comes to bat instead of holy sheets. Holy sheets.
The whole sheep thing continues.
Yeah. I also don't understand dairy bonds, but that's for a different
I haven't
show.
got that one either, but we'll talk
There's
about
only
it
13 seconds left. I can't explain.
All right, Padres win 5-0. All day trade coverage tomorrow. We'll see you then.